Yo everyone, it is Crush the Developer back with another fantastic tutorial. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a sliding mechanic in Roblox Studio. Now this tutorial idea actually came from one of my viewers, The Real Prince Rap. So shout out to this amazing guy for this video idea, and without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Now the first thing you should have before starting is an actual sliding animation so we can make the player look like they're sliding and not just running really fast. And right here I have my slide animation and it's all set up, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're gonna do is simply add a local script right here and start a character strips. We'll call it slide script. There you go. Now we'll go ahead and do local player equals game get service players dot local player, and then we'll go ahead and get the player's character. So local character equals local player dot character. We'll get the humanoid as well and humanoid root part, and I'll add some annotations to it. Alright, and then we'll do part equals character wait for child humanoid, oh shoot, my bad, and then character wait for child humanoid root part. Alright, nice. Now we're going to go ahead and get the sliding animation, so slide anim, and the animator, so equals humanoid wait for child animator. Let's not forget that. Oh, and we're also going to have to do game get service replicate storage wait for child slide animation. Alright, nice. And I'll add an annotation to the slide and the animator. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and get the slide speed. So we're gonna make a slide speed. So local slide speed, I'll say 150. Not bad. I'll go ahead and set a sliding variable. It's gonna be false at first, of course, and then we're gonna go ahead and define the user interface in their input service. User input service. So game get service user input service. All right, nice. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and say uis.input began connect function, and then we'll say input. And now we're going to say if the input.keycode equals and then enum.keycode, and then right here you can do any key you want for sliding. I will say left control. Then now right here we're going to check if the player is not sliding, and we'll also have to go ahead and find our state, so local current state, and we'll say humanoid.state change connect function, and we'll say old comma space new. We'll say current state equals new. Nice. Now we're going to say if not sliding, and I'll put this in parentheses, current state is not equals to enum.humanoid state type, and then we'll say jumping right here, and current state is not equals to enum.humanoid state type dot flying. Now this will prevent our player from trying to slide while jumping, because we do not want that to happen. We do not want the player to slide while they're in the air. That's not how it's gonna work. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do that, and we'll say sliding. Sliding equals true. Nice. Now we're gonna go ahead and play the animation. So let's say animator. Actually, before we do that, we must define the animation. So local animation track, and I'll annotate it. So animation track equals, and we'll say animator load animation, and we'll say slide animator, right? And we'll set some parameters. So animation track dot priority equals enum dot animation priority, and I'll set to the highest priority, action filter, so no other animations can play alongside. And then we'll do animation track dot loop equals false, because we of course don't want to set the looped animation. Now what we're going to do is we'll play the animation. We'll say animation track play. And then right here is where we're actually going to make the player move in the sliding position. So we'll say hrp.assembly linear velocity equals, and we'll say hrp.cframe.look vector multiplied by the slide speed. So it's basically going to set the linear velocity to the direction the humanoid root part, or basically the player, is looking at, and we're going to multiply it by the slide speed so it can actually slide. Now we're going to make sure other animations don't play with this as well, because that could actually happen. So we'll say for I k in pairs animator get playing animation tracks do if k.animation id is not equal to the slide animation ID, then we're going to go ahead and stop the track. Awesome. Nice. So now what we're going to do is add another event. So we'll say running connect function, And then we don't need anything from here, so we're not going to say anything. So now what we're going to do is we'll say if humanoid dot move direct, no, I'm sorry. If HRP dot assembly linear velocity dot magnitude -1 is less than or equal to the humanoid's walk speed, then we're going to go ahead and turn off the sliding, because that means the player has returned to their normal state. And then we'll go ahead and stop the animation track right here. And we're going to also make sure that we were sliding in the first place. Alright, nice. So now let's go ahead and test this out. This is again. There you go. So we cannot slide while we're jumping. So now let's go ahead and do it when we're in the ground. And awesome, we can actually slide, as you can see. And yeah, I know the animation is very transient and not really like a good amount of time. But if we just go back here and set the speed to, I don't know, 400, which is an absurd amount, and we go back here, we can see that it lasts for a long amount of time. And you know, oh, okay, that's actually crazy. Alright, that's actually pretty crazy. And if we go ahead and just slide again, but if you notice, when you slide, you get your player like in a weird state, because if you slide and then you still walk after that, you get this like state, and then when you stop moving or jump, you go back to normal. Now, I have no idea what is possibly causing that, but I will definitely pin the comment that has the solution to this. So yeah, that's basically the tutorial on how to make a sliding mechanic in Roblox Studio. It was actually pretty simple, and if you really found it really helpful, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and comment on your opinions on the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.